What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we are back with another rebuild. But this time it is the Atlanta Falcons, and we are rebuilding them with Bijan Robinson, one of the brightest prospects coming out of this draft. And I think he has a lot of potential to really turn the Falcons organization around, even with Kyle Pitts and Drake London already there. They just added Jesse Bates this offseason. I think that's a great pickup for them to the defense that they already had AJ Terrell, who was kind of on his own over there. But if you enjoy Madden content, if you enjoy rebuilds, if you enjoy the NFL, go down there, leave a like so more people can see it, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of this content. And let me know what you want to see on this channel, or what rebuilds you would like to see in terms of rookies or any rebuild challenges, because those come out on Monday, which was yesterday. So we're going to be heading into the Atlanta Falcons rebuild with Chico Castro. And here we are with the depth chart of the Atlanta Falcons. You can basically see it's kind of top heavy right now. You have Drake London, you have Bijan Robinson, you still have Cordero Patterson, which I would think you should pack him up for a pick or two. Kyle Pitts is here. They got Joano Smith? Yeah, Joano Smith. A solid backup tight end. He was okay for the Patriots. We have a pretty decent O-line. Calais Campbell did come to the team. Grady Jarrett. We have a good, solid line. Our linebackers could get better. Our safeties are solid. We got Jeff Okudah for basically nothing from the Lions. AJ Terrell, Mike Hughes was signed to the Falcons. So overall, the team is pretty good in the positions that we do need. Now, we basically have Drake London and no other wide receivers, and then Taylor Heineke is our starting quarterback, which probably would be good for them in real life, just to like be competitive but still kind of get a top 5 pick in the draft to possibly get Caleb Williams in the next one. So that's basically what I'm going to be aiming for in this one for sure, to get a top pick. I'm probably going to be trading Cordero Patterson. I don't see why he needs to be on the team anymore if you have Bijan and Tyler Algieri. Because if I'm not mistaken, his contract is pretty hefty. And there shouldn't be any. Well, it's not that much. It's not that bad, but he still has 2 years on it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pack up Cordero Patterson now. Not really waste any time, because if he starts to regress and gets down to star, then he'll lose value. So I'm gonna try to get a first-round pick out of it. I'm gonna try to do something with Cordero Patterson and see what I can get for him. All right, we are packing up Cordero Patterson and 2 fourth-round picks for the Cardinals' first-round pick next year. They did get Paris Johnson, but I don't think that's going to make much of a difference for their stock right now. I'm trying to get ahead of the curve of if they do end up being bad, I don't have to worry about overpaying for that pick. So we're going to put in the draft class. We're going to go to the midseason mark and see how this team does with the brand-new players. In the region breakdown right now, we have a cornerback wide receiver 3-star scout for the National. The West, we have a quarterback wide receiver 2-star, cornerback quarterback in the Central. Northeast has defensive tackle, defensive end, and Southeast has cornerback safety. Trying to get as much as I can for the top prospects, whether we get a cornerback, whether we get a QB right now. It all depends on how much we learn about these players. There's a lot of good prospects like Kool-Aid McKinstry, Caleb Williams, Joe Alt. Trying to get all of it, trying to learn all of it. And now we can go to the midseason mark. And we are 6-1 at the midseason mark. Huh. Is Bijan really doing his thing right now, or what's up? Because, I mean, Bijan's still the same. It must be Kyle Pitts carrying Taylor Heineke at this point. Drake London is still doing well. Defense looks great still. I mean, it's probably the defense. We're going to have to look in the stats. We need some new middle linebackers, to be honest with you. But stats and awards, we are 3rd in offensive, and we were 20th in defensive. Bijan has 400 yards and 2 TDs, so he really doesn't have as much as we probably thought. A little interesting right now, we have to see how the Cardinals are doing with our pick, and we have the 3rd pick right now, so we could very well get the 3rd pick. I would like to get Caleb Williams. He still looks great to me. His projection fell, but I'm still pretty set on him. A strong arm out of USC. Physicals look like they're going to be pretty good. A short, A medium, A deep, A, under pressure, F, injury, A, break sack, A, awareness, B, play action. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be great, and I would love to have him next to Bijan, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts. That would just be a great young core group. So, got to keep that in mind. We're going to look at players ready to negotiate and see if we have any key pieces like Calais Campbell, who is still an 85 overall superstar at a 59 million cap space for us. We could get Mike Hughes back, Bud Dupree. It's really only those guys. It depends on how much Calais Campbell is going to take off our cap space. We're going to try to give him that. You need to do more to convince me this is right for my future. I mean, you hardly have any left, but okay. Mike Hughes, 4-year deal. I would like to keep him. I don't want to have to worry about my cornerback depth. I know that he's going to be a solid 77 for a while, so that's not going to be a concern of mine. Bud Dupree, 29 years old and already a 73 overall. I think I'm cool off that. Scotty Miller is on the team, but I'm not going to worry about that either. That's about it. We're going to set the national focus to QB. I would think. I still am pretty set on that. I still am pretty set on the focus scouting being QB. I need to make sure that we know as much as we can about Caleb Williams or Drake May at that. Bo Nix too, Michael Penix. I mean, we have a lot. We have a lot of different options for QB in this draft, and I don't want to have to risk another draft not having that. So we are going to simulate to the end of the season, see how we finish off after going 6-1. And we make the playoffs going 10-7. I hope that Cardinals pick was good. But we are going to be facing the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round. 13-4, and they didn't get a bye. We're going to have to see if we're able to get past them. The battle of the birds right now. On second thought, I'm probably just going to be simulating through it. I'll save the commentary for the Super Bowls now. 10th in offensive yards as we go 8th in defensive. It looks like Bijan barely passed the 1,000-yard mark. Taylor Heineke with almost 5,000 yards, 30 TDs, and 15 interceptions. It still says he's a bridge QB, and that's what we plan to do. Bijan Robinson with 1,004 TDs, but Tyler Algieri had 15 TDs as the backup. We need to be giving that to Bijan. Scotty Miller had the most receiving yards with 1,107 TDs. Kyle Pitts with 1,107. And 4 receivers had 1,000 yards plus. Insane. Absolutely insane. Michael Walker had the most tackles. Calais Campbell had 24 TFLs. Grady Jarrett had 12 sacks. Lorenzo Carter had 11 sacks. And Grady Jarrett had 8 in interceptions. Michael Walker had 4. Caden had 3, and Jalen Hawkins had 2. So we're going to just simulate through these. I'm not going to be commentating every single game unless it's like a very key pivotal run. I'll save it for the Super Bowl if we make it. We're going to go ahead and simulate through this. It's going to be a difficult matchup to face the Philadelphia Eagles. They have Darius Slay in a loaded lineup. So if we're able to beat them, we're not. We lose by a touchdown, 23-16. Yeah, that's a touchdown. 23-16. We do not have much cap space to be using this offseason. We have to be very, very careful of what we do with our money. At the end of the 2022 season, Bryce Young wins Offensive Rookie of the Year with Kalijah Cansey winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. Interesting. Von Miller wins Defensive Player of the Year as the Bills go on to lose to the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, choking on the biggest stage of them all like they usually do. So we're going to go ahead and go to the re-signing period and try to see what we can do in order to bring some players back. Maybe Calais Campbell can come back because he was still pretty solid this past season. Wow, Calais Campbell has jumped up to Superstar X Factor. His contract kind of went down for what he wanted before, so we're going to go ahead and give it to him. I like this contract for us to have one more year. He is a Superstar X Factor, down to an 82, but that's not much of a concern to me. 32 mil left, and I think I'm just going to take that into the offseason. All of the prospects or all of the players that we could possibly be getting aren't really that great. So we're going to go ahead and look at the mock draft real quick before we get into free agents so we have an idea of what we want to get. And we could very well move up to the Caleb Williams spot because now he's at the top and they have us taking a left tackle, which I don't really want to take. I know I have Jake Matthews, who is getting older. So not ideal, but we could also trade up the 21st to get Marvin Harrison possibly, or even Kool-Aid McKinstry. But I don't know where Kool-Aid McKinstry is right now. I haven't seen him on this mock draft at all. Did he drop out of the first round? There's no way Kool-Aid McKinstry dropped out the first round, because I definitely was looking at cornerback for a while. Wow. I mean, he didn't drop out the first round, but he just doesn't have the greatest stats in the world. So I guess Madden didn't really do him right in the randomizing feature of this. But I do want to get Marvin Harrison. He does seem like he's going to be pretty good, and we need a wide receiver. We could pull the Texans and basically trade up for the top 2 picks in the draft, or one of the top 3. The second and third pick is what the Texans did, but we're going to be trying to trade for the first and second. I'm planning to possibly just trade up normally for the first one, and then I'm going to have to give a little more to go from the 21 to the second. But A spectacular catch, A short, and A deep, A release, and B catching by Marvin Harrison. I think he's going to be great in real life. I can't wait to actually talk about him more the more I watch him this next season and do these mock drafts. But he's definitely going to be an entertaining prospect. He's definitely going to be one that a lot of teams are going to be fighting over, and I'm excited to see that. So Caleb Williams is the main priority, and we're going to be getting a wide receiver. So we have $30 million to do what we need to for other spots that we're not going to be planning to get in the drafts. I'm probably going to look at the players that are in free agency first, and then go about what trades I can make to get from the 21st to the second spot. All right, so we're packing up a 3rd round pick next year, a 4th round pick next year, and our 21st pick to move up to the 13th spot. I'm planning to keep that going. I'm just going to refresh this right now because I know Madden's about to screw me whenever I'm trying to do this fast. But I do want to try to trade up to the 3rd pick, which is what I saw from the Bucks. And I almost had it. I almost had it the first time around, but I wasn't going to go exactly too crazy for it. I mean, there's a strong safety that they need. We could very well just do this. We can pack up that second strong safety that we have, give them a 6th round pick next year, and that could possibly finish off the job. Or 5th round pick. I can do a 5th round pick too. I can definitely do a 5th round pick too. We're going to be pretty fresh out of picks for next year or this year, because we're probably going to have to do something else in terms of getting to that 3rd pick. Oh, okay. Well, we're packing up Desmond Ridder and Jalen Hawkins in the 13th pick to move up to the 3rd spot. So now we have to move up to the 1st overall pick and then move again to the 2nd, so we don't risk getting any sort of tomfoolery when it comes to somebody taking Caleb Williams from us or Marvin Harrison. I don't want to risk it, so we're going to be trading the 2nd pick to try to get the 1st. I think the Titans have it, if I'm not mistaken. They do. They do have it, and I would imagine that they would want to get Caleb Williams on their team, as we almost get it. So we're just going to give the earlier 7th round pick, and I'm sure that's going to work out. Never mind. No, it's not. It made it closer, but it did not work out. We're going to trade the 6th round pick next year, and it gets the deal done, as we're going to go back to the Titans and try to do the same thing with our 3rd round pick. We're probably going to have to give up maybe a 5th next year in order to do that. So we're definitely putting all of our chips on the table for Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison. I'm not very hesitant about it. Even after the combine results came out, I haven't even looked at them, and I'm pretty confident that they're going to be good, and I'm not going to worry too much about it, as we're going to trade this and get the 2nd overall pick with our 7th round pick this year. And it's still not working with just the 7th, so I guess I'm going to have to do the 5th next year, and we're basically fresh out of picks for next year except for the 1st and 2nd. And we get the 1st and 2nd overall pick in this draft. We're going to take a look quickly at the combine results before we look at the free agents I'm trying to sign, as Marvin Harrison is at the top. And I'm assuming that Caleb Williams dropped, but he's still a top 5 talent because we have him 100% scouted. We'll look more into that after we look at the free agents that we're trying to sign and look at if we're going to be getting them or not. Targeted, Miles Jack is definitely one that I want to get on the team. Tommy Townsend, punter. It's key to have punter in the playoffs. Dalton Reisner, left guard, in the hunt. Doesn't seem like we're really going to get him. Andrew Van Ginkel, we're tied with the Bills. We don't have a left outside linebacker currently, but we still have a 2nd round pick in this draft in order to get an outside linebacker if possible, and we were scouting that this season. So we're going to evaluate all of these offers as all of them decide, and only Miles Jack and Tommy Townsend come to the team, which is basically what I wanted. I didn't want to spend all of our money, and I wasn't really expecting them all to come to the team. So we're going to take a look at Caleb Williams real quick before we dive too far deep into it. They want to make us think that he's not going to be good, but I'm still going to draft him first. Elite throw power, elite strength, everything else looks good. A awareness, A break sack, A carrying, A deep, A stiff arm, A medium, A short, A trucking, A under pressure, A throw on the run. You can't really get better than that. He's a strong arm that can throw on the run. He's not even an improviser. So that's going to be great for us. Marvin Harrison, we did get 50% of it scouted. A deep route, A release, elite jumping, which is what it is in real life. B catching, A release, A spec catch, A short route, and A deep route. The only one that got added was A short route, which I'm fine with, which I'm 100% fine with. I think him and Drake London and Kyle Pitts are going to be a beautiful trio of receiving core. Whew, I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. I'm most definitely excited to do this. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the draft and try to get these players to be the pivotal pieces for our franchise. The first overall pick in the draft, the Atlanta Falcons are going to select the notorious #1 overall pick in terms of for us, because for some reason they have him low. Caleb Williams, a top 5 talent. We've talked about his stats already. Strong arm, 6'1" out of USC, 220. Is going to be coming to the Atlanta Falcons. Hidden development, 97. Throw power, 86 speed, 82 change direction, 79 agility, and 83 acceleration. You know, hidden development, Caleb Williams, as we all know. Now we're going to move on to the second overall pick that we will be picking. The top prospect in the draft in Marvin Harrison Jr., because his father was a hell of a wide receiver with Peyton Manning. Oof, I'm excited. I'm excited for this duo. He's not hidden development. 91 speed, 93 jumping, 88 change of direction, 85 agility, 88 acceleration. I was confident that he was going to be hidden development. Oh my gosh. All right, in our second round pick, we do have a third round pick too. I thought we traded that. Our second round pick, we're possibly going to be going with a cornerback. We could use one. Center also isn't a bad idea. Eli Koss, A awareness, A lead block, A pass block, finesse. He's definitely a pass blocker. Oh, he's agile. So he's not going to have power, but he is going to be a great blocker overall. He's going to be coming to the team. Normal development. We are not doing well right now in this draft. And in the third round, Storm Duck has fallen down to here. I don't know if I'll be drafting him since he's already fallen this far. I don't think we go halfback. I think we could go outside linebacker, though. Cedric Gray, round 3 to 4 projection. A pursuit, he's a pass coverage linebacker. Has pretty solid physicals. A man coverage, A pursuit, B hit power. His power moves aren't going to be great because he is a pass coverage linebacker. We're going to be getting Cedric Gray here. I feel like these are just good overall ones. I think Caleb Williams and the QBs are the only ones with hidden development in this draft class. That's why I'm excited for Madden 24 to come out, because boy, oh boy. And at the start of the season, Marvin Harrison is a high overall. He's an 83. Bijan's at an 82. Caleb Williams is at an 83. I think if Tyler Algieri has a contract expiration this next season, we will be packing him up. It depends, though. Calais Campbell at left end is still there. Defensive tackle is still there. Our line is still good. Michael Walker's up to star. Miles Jack did come to the team. Almost forgot. Cedric Gray was not great. So our top 2 picks were good, as we thought. As we definitely thought. So Clark Phillips III is our CB4. So definitely have to focus on line in the next draft. But Marvin Harrison is our new wide receiver 1. So we're going to see how he does and see what we can do, because I feel like we're already going to be going to the playoffs again. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-2 as we have a breakout QB situation, possibly for Caleb Williams again, and breakout DB. What is Caleb Williams right now? Is he already at star or something? He is. He hasn't even gotten anything yet. He's still hidden development. Taylor Heineke still our backup. Bijan, everything still basically looks the same, as the defense is the same as well. So we'll look at the stats. We'll look at the team stats for sure. 22nd in offensive yards. And 10th in defensive. We'll take a look at our rookies right now. 1,700 yards, 17 TDs, and 4 interceptions is a great start for Caleb Williams. 300 yards and 3 TDs for Bijan. They're still giving the ball to Algier at the goal line. Receiving, Marvin Harrison is our top receiver with 487 yards and 5 TDs, so that's great. That is fantastic for him. Defense, Miles Jack is the star of the show with Ebekiti with 4 TFLs and Grady Jarrett with 4. Calais Campbell with 6 sacks, Carter with 3, and no interceptions, 2 by Jeff Okudah and AJ Terrell. Overall, the team is young. 4-2 though. 4-2. We have to look at players ready to negotiate. Like I said, if Tyler Algier is here, we're gonna have to pack him up. No, he's not. 58 mil, but we have to focus on getting AJ Terrell back on the team. I would like him to stay for the rest of his career, so we're giving him a very player-friendly deal. Eating a lot of it, but it's AJ Terrell, and he's our CB1 right now. Lorenzo Carter is solid, but we can't sign him right now. Jeff Okudah would be great to keep. I wouldn't be against it, just because it would be good to keep all of our cornerbacks. And I don't think I'm going to re-sign Calais Campbell. I feel like he's going to retire this offseason, so I'm not going to be too concerned. I'll let it rock for right now. If he ends up wanting to re-sign still in the offseason, then fantastic. But we'll take a look at the mock draft to see if any of the top prospects are what we want. Outside linebacker, QB, left tackle, QB, right tackle. It's not like too crazy for us. It's not too crazy. I think we'll be fine without this draft, to be honest with you. We could just pack it up for some players in terms of the picks. So we are going to simulate to the end of the season. Caleb Williams. Wow. Caleb Williams still hasn't gotten his development trait, but I assume that he's going to be getting it pretty soon. 4-2. Good start, but I think we can finish off stronger. And at the end of the season, we go 10-7, facing our division rivals in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round. We have to see what development traits Marvin Harrison got. Marvin Harrison still hasn't got one, but he's an 85. Caleb Williams is an 89 overall. Drake London is back to being wide receiver 1. Defense, no improvement. Still just a solid overall defense. We'll take a quick look at the rankings for our team in stats and awards. And we had 16th in offensive, so our defense definitely was the contributor. Oh, 24th in defensive. 10-7 though. We went 6-5 for the rest of the season actually. So that wasn't that great for us. We could move on, but going 6-5 after the first half of the season doesn't look very good for us. But we're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the first round. We're just going to simulate pass. Oh, not the Super Bowl. Not the Super Bowl. Next week. And we move on. We move on. We beat them by a field goal. And we are facing the Green Bay Packers, who possibly don't know because this roster has Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. So Jordan Love is the starting QB for the Green Bay Packers right now, as we're going to simulate to the conference championship and see who moves on. And we're not. We lose by 6 points. As Caleb Williams wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, and the Ravens move on to the Super Bowl, but lose to the Eagles 31-21 with Jalen Hurts finally getting his first ring. We got some moves to make this offseason. We have some choices to make. We have to make the right ones in order to get us to the Super Bowl with this young group. And I think we will be going into free agency with 52 mil. I'm not necessarily concerned about getting any of these guys back. Possibly, oh, Calais Campbell dropped, so I'm glad I didn't re-sign him. Lorenzo Carter I would like back. I would definitely like him back. 3-year deal. Keeps him on the team as a bridge player, not a bench player. He's going to be starting for us. Michael Walker did drop back down to normal. He was star for a bit. Oh, is that our right guard that is going into free agency, or left guard? Because I think we already have a good left guard in Bergeson. Left guard, Matt Hennessy. We're not going to need him. We're not going to need him. We're going to go into free agency with 45 mil to work with in order to bring some key players to the Falcons. And we're targeting 3 players right now. We're targeting 3 players, and they're all on defense. It's Trayvon Diggs at cornerback, CJ Gardner-Johnson at strong safety, and Ed Oliver at defensive tackle. I was going to try to get a right guard and move him to left, or move Lindstrom to left. But The defensive tackle seems like something that we need more because we have a 74 overall there. I think our left guard can keep developing because he is young. I know Mike Onwenu is a fantastic guard in the league, but I just can't do it. Ed Oliver's up to Superstar X Factor, and he has a lot of interest in coming to the team. All of these players have a lot of interest, and I don't think Onwenu has that much. Well, he does, but we're going to have to see how these players end up making their decisions as all of them decide and all of them come to the team. So we're not going to have any space for anybody else, but we're adding some very key pieces to our team right now. I think we can definitely make some good draft decisions in order for everything else. We'll take a quick look right now to see what we need. We got a defensive tackle, we got a cornerback, we got a strong safety. We could use a tackle. Caleb Williams is up to star or superstar. Marvin Harrison needs to get a development trade at some point. We should get a wide receiver if possible. Middle linebacker also would be great to add. Also left end. We have some things to do. We do have some things to do, but we only have about like a first round pick, a second round pick, and that's it. I think we can just take what we can at those positions in terms of the... Or we can change it to 4-3 because we do have a second defensive tackle. We could change it to 4-3, try to get a left end and a wide receiver, and I think we'll be solid after that. Even if the wide receiver isn't that great, just having some depth, Bo Melton can fill in that wide receiver 2 role or wide receiver 3 role for a while. I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be good. We're going to go to the draft, hopefully finding the right pieces for our puzzle to get to the Super Bowl. Well, with not a lot of flexibility to move up in the draft, we just have to take what we can get at our 27th overall pick as we do sim to it. And a tight end gets taken right before us, but we don't need a tight end because we do have Kyle Pitts on the team. Right tackle, left tackle are the top ones right now. Left end is what we need. It is what we need. Power rusher right there. DeMarco Boss, we can already see with the deep route running, it's going to be bad. Release is bad. Not worth it as much as it is to get Michael Mitchell here. Physicals, elite strength, so his power rushing is going to be good. P, power moves, B, impact block, A, awareness, and C, block shedding. As we're going to be taking him at the end of the first. Normal development, but we can get him and we can develop him as much as possible. We have a 73 overall there already, so hopefully he's not worse than that. 90 strength, 84 speed, 77 agility, and 87 acceleration. So we're going to move on to the second round pick and hopefully get a wide receiver to fill in the wide receiver 3 role. And it seems like Levi Dunbar is the best one out of this. His medium route is D. He has A, catch in traffic though. Everybody else has horrible route running. And he has moderately bad route running. I'm just depending on him being better than the other ones. Normal development has some decent stats, so hopefully he is at least maybe a 74 overall. That would be great for a wide receiver 3, as we have Marvin Harrison and Drake London already. And that's really going to do it for this draft. We don't have much else except for the 7th round pick, and you're not going to find anything in the 7th round. And at the start of the season, Caleb Williams is still a superstar at an 87 overall. Dunbar is a 77 overall. That is fantastic. That is fantastic for our team. We needed that. We definitely needed that. Where did our defensive tackle go? He was right here. At least the left end's a 76. Whoa, they were high overalls. Do we have to switch it back? Oh, we got to go back to 3-4. We have to go back to 3-4. We don't have a good middle linebacker too, but it's just going to have to do for right now. It really is. I mean, I could trade for a second middle linebacker or defensive tackle. It's possible. I'm probably not going to be going too crazy in terms of trying to get somebody outrageously good. I just need a solid middle linebacker too. All right, we're packing up a 4th and a 6th for a 79 overall middle linebacker 2 and Kenneth Murray. I'm sure this is his contract year, so that's why they gave him up so easily. I'm not worried about a 4th. I'm not worried about a 6th. We have to cut one player to meet the roster requirements. But I do like that trade. I do like it. We don't need this left guard on the team, so you can go ahead and find another team to go to. Our roster is going to look great now. We are running a 3-4, which is basically what the Atlanta Falcons run in real life, with the edge rushers coming off. Kenneth Murray, 80 overall. I'm sure that he can develop with our team. I'm going to see how many years on his contract he has, because if they just gave him up to me that easily, I'm assuming it's his contract year. Oh, no, he has 3 years left, and we gave him nothing basically for him. So I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. I'm glad that I made that move and didn't try to go outrageous and try to trade a first round pick for like Nick Bolton or something. We don't need it. We don't need it. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark and see how everything goes. And at the midseason mark, we are 6-1 as we're getting trade offers for Grant, who is a backup right now since we did get CJ Gardner-Johnson. We'll take a look at the roster real quick and see how the rookies are doing, as Dunbar's up to a 79 with morale. Marvin Harrison is still an 86 normal development wide receiver. He needs to get a breakout at some point. And everybody else looks great. Everybody else looks great. We made the right additions for this team. We can look at the trade offers for Richie Grant right now. 26 years old, 79 overall. Very solid. Very solid. We could get Cam Robinson at left tackle. We could do that. We could do that. Let me take a quick look. Or we can get Hardy at wide receiver. I'm going to take a quick look at what we have at left tackle and if Jake Matthews has already regressed a bit. Because Cam Robinson would not be bad there. It just depends on how we're doing there. Jake Matthews is an 84 overall. 32 years old, though. And his contract doesn't... Ooh, he is getting paid. Oh, my gosh. We're going to have to pack him up at some point. But I don't think I'm going to pack up Richie Grant for what those teams are giving me. I want to get a pick. I do want to get a pick. We're going to look at players ready to negotiate. Why do they pay Jake Matthews so much? Jesse Bates, we have 80 mil. So we can get Jesse Bates. We can get Chris Lindstrom. We can get Kyle Pitts. We're going to be packing up Richie Grant. Also because his contract is up. Drew Dowman would be good to bring back. A right tackle would be good to bring back. I don't want to have to worry about the line. And we could just draft for depth if it comes down to it in the draft. 27 years old, Jesse Bates. A 4-year deal. Gets him to 31. Interest level is high. Happy to sign with the organization. And it drops us down to 64 mil. As Chris Lindstrom is next up. I do really want to bring Chris Lindstrom back as long as I can. And we're doing a 5-year deal for him. Happy to sign with the organization. I really don't want to have to worry about the line because it's a very key factor. As Kyle Pitts is next up. Another player that I want to keep for the rest of his career. Happy to sign with the organization. You could say I'm overpaying right now. You could say that. I think it's right to slightly overpay for the players that we really do need as we get our right tackle back. Not an overpay to me. The center, Drew Dowman, player-friendly. Excited to sign such a great offer. A little player-friendly. We're not going to try to screw anybody over this season. Joanu Smith, I don't think I'll be bringing back. Bo Melton either. Caden Ellis either. So we could pack up Richie Grant for a pick, or we could get a left tackle since Jake Matthews is taking so much from our cap right now. I do have to see if we have any backups at left tackle just in case we do end up trading him for something that's not. He's 32 years old and an 83 overall, but we don't have a backup for him. We could look for one soon. We're going to try to get maybe a first-round pick out of a team, as the Jaguars and the Jets are both teams that are interested, but the Jets don't have the cap space for him. We can trade with the Jaguars. Get their first-round pick maybe for Richie Grant? No, I do not want to give CJ Gardner-Johnson. I'll take a second-round pick and a third-round pick for Richie Grant. I'll take a second-round pick for Richie Grant. All right, we'll get a second-round pick this year for Richie Grant. Not really much of a loss there just because his contract is coming up. And we're going to take a look at the stats and awards to see how everybody is doing. First in offensive yards. Caleb Williams is having himself a year. 28th in defensive yards, though. Not good. 2,000 yards, 19 TDs, and 3 interceptions for Caleb Williams. Bijan had almost 500 with 1 TD. Tyler Algier is still getting the TDs. Dunbar with the leading receiving, 548 with 6 TDs. Kyle Pitts with 482 and 7 TDs. The defense, Miles Jack has the most tackles. Grady Jarrett with 9 TFLs. Murray with 4 and Ed Oliver with 4. Sacks, Lorenzo Carter with 6.5 and Grady Jarrett with 4. Interceptions, oh, and also the rookie left end had 4. AJ Terrell with 4 interceptions. But our offense is carrying us right now as much as possible. Ooh, It's looking good. It's looking good. We're going to simulate to the end of the season. I'm not going to look too much into anything related to the draft. We are 6-1, so we could get a bye. And we go 12-5, facing the same people that we faced at the midseason mark. We are an 89 overall. Has Marvin Harrison gotten any development traits? No, but he's an 88. He needs to start getting development traits. Dunbar's up to an 81. Caleb Williams at a 95. Everything is looking solid. The defense still looking solid. Ed Oliver is still a superstar X Factor. I think the only thing, if anything, if we do need to go into the next season, is a left outside linebacker. Without a doubt, we still have like, what, 30 mil after re-signing everybody? We're going to take a look at the stats and awards, just the team stats. We're not going to worry too much and look too deeply into it. 14th in offensive yards and 18th in defensive. Bijan did get past the 1,000-yard mark, but I don't think he's getting the touchdowns. Tyler Algier, I could just trade him. I could do that, but I think it's just the Atlanta Falcons offensive playbook that does it. We're going to simulate pass this week. The 10-7 Washington Commanders is who we are facing right now with Scary Terry on their team, and Scary Terry does us in, and we lose in the first round. We got to add to the team. We got to add to the team, possibly a left outside linebacker. Oh, wow. And Chico Castro wins Coach of the Year for the first time in a while in one of these rebuilds. And the Washington Commanders go on to beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, with Jacoby Brissett winning Super Bowl MVP. Wow, this is really, really Madden simulation. All right, 16 mil left. I think we signed everybody that we wanted to sign. Yeah, not a lot of anything else to do. We have 17 mil to work with in free agency. We can take a look at the mock draft, see if there's anything that we would like to get. Left tackle, right tackle. We could go for offensive tackles, cornerbacks also, but we did sign Trayvon Diggs. Left guard would be fantastic to get. Right ends, but we're at basically the bottom. They have us taking a left tackle, so we still could get one at our pick and not have to trade up. And that's just what I might do. I'm going to keep my picks for this year. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Oh, we traded a 4th and a 6th this year. I thought I hadn't traded anything. But we're going into free agency. There's a left outside linebacker at the top of the draft that I could very well trade up for. Yeah, I think I'm going to do what I just said. The left outside linebacker at the draft, and we're going to be trying to get Landon Dickerson in free agency. It would be very good to have him on the team next to our other players. We're still the top. And he decides, and he comes to the team. An 86 overall left guard is exactly what we needed to add to our line. And now we can get a left outside linebacker at the top of the draft. Grayson Hudson looks like he's going to be good in terms of his ranking. I haven't looked directly at him, but we're going to take a look now. Grayson Hudson, who is a speed rusher, has some good physicals. His skills: A tackle, B pursuit, C zone coverage, C power moves, C play recognition. Looks solid. He looks solid, but I might still trade up for him. I want to be able to get him. I'm going to simulate to the draft and try to see where they have him in the mock draft and then trade up there. Ooh, they have Grayson Hudson going at the 3rd overall pick. I mean, we could just pack up everything for him. I just really, really hope that he's not going to be a bust. I really do hope. Because if I trade like all my picks for Grayson Hudson, I could do that. Okay, they are being stingy. So we're going to be trading 2 second-round picks and a 1st for the 3rd overall pick. I really do hope Grayson Hudson is just like that. Because boy, oh boy. Okay. All right. Yep. That was 2 different player models, but okay. Great. That's what I needed. That's exactly what I needed. I forgot we had Matthew Berger on. We could pack him up for some value. Tyler Algier is going to be playing starting fullback. Marvin Harrison doesn't have any development traits, but he's still doing good. Hudson is a 75 overall, and I would like him to be the starting one. So I think I'm going to put him there for right now. Not a bad overall. Mitchell's up to a 79. I think everything is looking good so far. I think if everything goes right, we could be competitive again and actually make a push. Right tackle might be something we trade for. We could trade Bergeron for one. I think that's what I'm going to do right now. All right, we're trading Bergeron, our left outside linebacker, and a second-round pick for Evan Neal. It is the last year of his contract, but I do think that we're going to have enough cap space. If we don't, then I'll trade him again and see how it looks. But I'm pretty confident if we put him into the lineup, he's just going to fill in, and we're going to have a great line, and I think we're going to have a great season with that. Evan Neal, Jake Matthews, Landon Dickerson, Dowman, and Lindstrom all on the same line is absurd. It is definitely absurd. Lorenzo Carter's going to be playing left outside linebacker, and Hudson's going to be playing right outside. I think we're going to be doing fine. I think we're definitely going to be doing fine for this season. We just got to see how the simulation does us. And we're going to go ahead and simulate to the midseason mark and see how we do. And we go 6-1 to start off the season. I think that's just the start of what's to come, to be honest with you. And we have 32 mil. Evan Neal is 1. Drake London is 1. Grady Jarrett. I'm glad Tyler Algier is on his way out. I might trade Tyler Algier and Grady Jarrett for a right end, just because I don't need a half or a backup halfback. We could free up some space if I can talk correctly. Don't know who this is. Troy Henderson. I don't know who this is either. Christopher Hinton. I was trying to see if I could recognize the face. But we're going to try to see if we can get him back with 20 mil, 4 years on that. 20 mil left. Excited to sign such a great offer. So 20 mil left. I'm assuming that you're going to probably want the rest of that. And we're probably going to give it to you. 4-year deal. Gets you to your 28. Excited to sign such a great offer. So we're going to... Wow. We're going to go ahead and try to trade Grady Jarrett and Tyler Algier for a right end. I think that's the move right now. Hopefully a right end that can help us now and not really cause too much of a disruption on the team. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to do that. Get some value out of them. We're negative in the cap room, so it's definitely going to have to even out on the cap salary. All right, done deal. Josh Sweat, a right guard and a right guard. Salary issues. Grady Jarrett, Tyler Algier, and a 4th-round pick are going to the Eagles. Josh Sweat was already interested in coming to the team in free agency. I just had to focus on getting him or Landon Dickerson, and I chose Landon Dickerson, and we ultimately got Josh Sweat on the team. And that's going to help us out tremendously because now our right end is even younger, and he's going to be a lot better for a lot longer. We don't have a fullback now, but I don't think that's going to be much of a concern as our defense is really going to do the heavy lifting right now. On offense, Fitzpatrick is going to be at fullback. I think we're going to be fine. We re-signed Evan Neal. We re-signed Drake London. I feel like giving Marvin Harrison star development at least. I just feel like it's wrong for him not to have it because he's an 88 overall normal development. But we're going to let Madden do their thing. We're going to simulate. Actually, we haven't even looked at the stats and awards and see what rankings we have right now in the basic stats. Second in offensive, as Caleb Williams has 2,100 yards and 15 TDs. 13th in defensive, and Bijan has 435 and 2 rushing touchdowns. Levi Dunbar is our leading receiver with 657 and 5 receiving touchdowns and 35 receptions. So overall, the offense is good. Levi Dunbar, for some reason, is doing really good under our offense. I never was getting him to think that he was going to be a wide receiver 1 on our team. But I'm glad all 3 of our wide receivers are doing good. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season and see how we finish it off. And we beat the Panthers out in the tiebreaker to get a bye in the first round. Like I said, very key trade that we made there. We're going to look at the roster first to see if anybody got any development trades as of right now. 97 overall Caleb Williams. Marvin Williams is a 90 overall normal development player. Imagine if he had a development trait. Dunbar's up to an 85. I mean, if this isn't the year, I really don't know. Defense, Josh Sweat, Ed Oliver, Mitchell, Trayvon Diggs, AJ Terrell, Jesse Bates, Hudson, Murray, Jack, Carter, CJ Gardner Johnson. You don't get much better than this. 91 overall. I can't imagine that we somehow choked this away. But stats and awards, as we were 7th in offensive yards with Caleb Williams getting 5,000 yards and 39 TDs. 8th in defensive with Bijan getting 1,000 and only 5 rushing touchdowns. This Falcons, 1,400 yards and 14 receiving touchdowns for Levi Dunbar. They are pushing him. But this Falcons playbook is interesting. It is very interesting how the RB1 doesn't get the goal line touchdowns ever. Maybe it's because Bijan isn't at the power back position. But we're facing the Commanders once again. I think I am going to commentate these just because this is a really good team. And we're going to be facing another really good team in the Washington Commanders who have a great defense and Scary Terry on the offense. As the Commanders start off with the ball, and we're not going to be able to stop them on defense as they get the first touchdown of the day, as we're not able to do the same. But we get a touchdown afterwards to tie up the game. 3rd and 7, 4th and 7. We just need to be able to convert on this. 3rd and 20, 4th and 16, and we punt it away again. 2nd and 10, they get another first down. 3rd and 15, 4th and 2, and they missed the field goal? Oh, they went for it, and the pass was thrown away. 2nd and 12, 3rd and 7. I mean, none of this matters if we're not able to convert. 2nd and inches, 2nd and 6. 7 to 7, they're going to go downfield and throw a pick. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 17. Why do we keep getting sacked? 7 to 7, they get the ball back with 1:30 left in the game. 3rd and 10, they're not able to get a first down. It is a back and forth defensive game right now as we get the first. 30 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 4, 10 seconds left at the 6-yard line, and we get the touchdown. We get the touchdown instead of taking the field goal. 14 to 7. 6 seconds left, and they're not going to do anything with it as we do start off with the ball. 1st and 10, another first set of downs. And we get to 1st and goal, and we're going to be able to get the touchdown. 21 to 7. This is what we need right now. We need this lead, but we need to be able to stop them on defense as they go downfield and get a touchdown. 3rd and 12, and we convert, and we get another big reception to get the touchdown. 28 to 14. 2nd and 1, 1st and goal. 28-21. It is still a close game right now. 3rd and 3, we convert on it. 1st and 10, 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3, 4th and 1, and we're going to take the field goal to take a 10-point lead. 3rd and 13, 4th and 13, they go for it and are not able to get the 13 yards that they need. 2nd and 11, but we're trying to run out the clock. QB kneel, and we win the game and move on to the NFC Conference Championship. Did we have a bye this year? We did. We did have a bye. We're going to move on to the NFC Conference Championship, and we are going to be facing the San Francisco 49ers, who have Christian McCaffrey, who had 1,500 yards and 16 rushing TDs. Another tough matchup. We got to win it. As we head into it, the Falcons do start off with the ball, and we're going to get a first down at least so we don't get 3 and outed, and we're going downfield and are going to get the first touchdown of the day, 7-0, as our defense shows up and stops them. Lenny Taylor is their QB. I have no idea who that is. 7-0. Another attempt to try to take an extended lead as we get to the 1 and we get the touchdown. 14-0. As our defense does it again, they're getting hotter as the playoffs go on. 21-0. If we get a 28-0 lead, that would be pivotal. We get 24-0 before the half as they start off with the ball, and they are going to get a field goal at least. They get a pick and get another field goal, knocking it down to a never mind. 31-6, back to how it was before. 2nd and 3, 3rd and 3, 4th and 10. And they tried to go for it, and it was unsuccessful. We have 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. We very well might just win this game as we get another field goal. 37-6, 37-9 is your final score as the Atlanta Falcons with Chico Castro at coach is going to be moving on to the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, we are facing the Indianapolis Colts. With Jonathan Taylor, 1,600 yards and 18 rushing touchdowns, we are facing some really good running backs coming into the deep playoffs. But they have an 84 overall defense, so maybe we could take advantage of that. As the Falcons start off with the ball, they need to get the first touchdown of the day to set the tone, but they get the field goal and stop them on defense, so that basically means as much as that. But we do need to score here in order for it to matter. 3rd and 11, 4th and 11, and we have to punt it away as it is 3-0. 3rd and 1, 1st and goal, 2nd and goal, and they get the touchdown, making it a 7-3 game as our offense simply can't do anything as Jonathan Taylor gets a big rushing touchdown, and they could get something, but they turn over the ball. 14-3. We need to get a touchdown here before the end of the half. 14-3, and we get the touchdown right before the end of it. 14-10, and they're going to run out the clock and get the ball first. 3rd and 4, they're able to convert. 2nd and 12, 3rd and 6, and they're not able to convert on that. 3rd and 3, as we are making our way downfield and get the touchdown to take our first lead of the game, 17-14, as we get some big receptions to move us downfield quickly, getting a 24-14 lead. And they're going to be moving downfield as well with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter as they get the touchdown and the field goal, 24-21. We need to be able to get some points up on the board. 4th and 8, we make the field goal, 27-21. That forces them to get a touchdown in order to win this game. 3rd and 18, 4th and 14, and they're not able to do it, and they turn it over. And your Atlanta Falcons win the Super Bowl. Whew, Caleb Williams, Bijan Robinson, Landon Dickerson. I mean, we got a lot of people. I don't even think... I mean, I try my best for these to be as realistic as possible. We just had very key signings, and they all had interest in us at one point or another. And it's hard to have interest in the Atlanta Falcons unless you really want to be going to the team. Marvin Harrison, who didn't even have a development trait. Wide receiver 1, Drake London on the team. We got Trayvon Diggs. We got AJ Terrell. We got CJ Gardner-Johnson. I mean, a lot of players rumored to come to the team at some point. I think Trayvon Diggs would literally just go wherever they give him a bag if he ends up going into free agency. But Caleb Williams holding the Lombardi Trophy, possibly winning Super Bowl MVP. And at the end of the 2025 season, none of our players win any awards, but Caleb Williams does win Super Bowl MVP. And your Atlanta Falcons win their first Super Bowl with the young core group that they're going to have to build in the next draft in order to really make a push. And I think they can do it next year. I think they can. I think they might look at what the Texans did this year in the 2023 draft and be like, you know, we could do the same thing. We could get some good players right now. Marvin Harrison and Caleb Williams, if they're at the top of the draft, of course. But if you enjoyed that, please go down there, like so more people can see it, subscribe so you can't miss out on this content, and let me know what you want to see on the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.